Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. In this video, I am going to explain contribution of Christianity to the development of India. Content for this video I given in the description. You can go through and study. From its early arrival in the 1st century AD, the Christian faith has entrenched and helped shape India's trajectory in more ways than one could imagine. Later, when Christian missionaries began to arrive in the 14th century AD onwards, they focused on education and health care. They established lower and higher levels of educational institutions. Unlike the Hindu system, which expressly prohibited education to non-Brahmins and women, Christian missions focused on educating women and children of all castes. Missionaries founded some of the earliest modern educational institutions in India, including schools, colleges, and universities. These institutions offered a previously unavailable Western style education. Institutions like St. Xavier College in Mumbai, Loyola College in Chennai, and St. Stephen's College in Delhi were established by Christian missionaries and continued to be recognized for academic excellence. At a time when education for women was not given importance, Christian missionaries played a crucial role in promoting women's education in India. They established numerous schools for girls, advocating for gender equality and challenging societal norms. Missionaries established schools in remote areas and provided education for marginalized communities, including lower caste groups and tribals who were often denied education in mainstream society. This was a significant step towards inclusivity and social reform. The missionaries actively campaigned against social malpractices such as the caste system, untouchability, child marriage, and sati, a ritual where a widow would self-immolate on her husband's funeral pyre. Missionaries did everything they could to eradicate the influence and practice of the Hindu caste system. By opening their educational institutions to all castes, they waged war against the traditional caste restriction of Brahminical supremacy. Missionaries provided support for widows and outcast women who were often marginalized in society. They set up shelters and homes, providing these women with a safe refuge and means to earn a living. Christians advocated for the rights of women and encouraged them to take active roles in the church, including as educators, health workers, and evangelists. This was an important step toward empowering women and promoting their active participation in public life. Christians have traditionally adopted a posture of social leadership to the wider community in multiple ways: education, medical care, social services, rural development, services to the hungry and poor, vocational training, and community development, and a host of other development models were introduced by the church and its lay affiliates through Indian history. The post-independence model of community development adopted by the government in 1952, when 5 years plan were inaugurated by the government, had its origin in YMCA philosophy and ideology. One could reel off unending and vibrant specifies about Christians' contribution to Indian society. The facts are astounding. Christians have imbibed the notion of Antyodhya, welfare of the people, in the bottom of the socio-economic pyramid. It is therefore a shocker that the persecution of Christians today is currently on override, a countrywide, despite his historical and continuing accomplishment in favor of the least and the lost of society. Christians run the largest number of schools, colleges, orphanages, and old age homes and homes for the destitute in this country. These institutions have made an immense contribution to the country. It is striking to note that most top-level bureaucrats and businessmen in India have received their education from Christian institutions until recently. India has become an economic powerhouse and a regional power from being an impoverished nation not by accident. The BJP Hindutva nationalist militia denies the contribution of Christian educational institutions to the trajectory of India. RSS alleges that the Christians are offering education and medical treatment that induce people to convert. If so, the question is, what prevents Hindutva organizations, since they claim to represent the vast majority of Indians and has access to many times the funds and resources of Indian Christian organizations to provide better education and medical facilities? Christian groups have been active in advocating for human rights, especially in cases where religious and social minorities face discrimination and persecution. Their involvement in advocating for justice and human rights has contributed to the development of a more equitable society. The teaching of Christianity have influenced ethical and moral values in Indian society. Concepts of love, compassion and service to others have left a lasting impact on the moral fabric of secular Indian culture. Bible talks about India's blessing due to contribution of Christianity in Acts chapter 27 verse 31. Paul said to the centurion and the soldiers, unless these Christians men remain in the ship, you yourselves, that is Indians, cannot be saved. Also in Acts chapter 27 verse 21, God has given to you as a gift all who travel with you, that is with India.